Mhm. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, everyone. So today, a wacky day I want to share with you guys. And then also the awarenesses and the information that I've gotten with this wackiness. Hi. Um, if you guys don't know me, I'm Laleh Hancock, and that is my name legally. I was asked today on the radio show, who's Laleh Hancock? And it's funny. It's like it's this evolving, changing thing every single day. And actually, I want to talk to you about my experience on the radio show today. And I wonder if, how many of us, ever acknowledge what we're being, not just what we're saying? I'm so grateful to our PR person, Justine, and her team at McHale Media. They've been such a gift. I've written so many articles. I've done so many interviews all around the world. And usually when I leave the interviews, I feel really good. Like there's this whole world of expansion. Usually we had a pretty cool conversation. And the tools, I'm sharing stories, my own little life things that are happening. And I actually did that with this radio show when I was in Tokyo, and they invited me to come in, and I came, and I'm in Ocean City. I don't think I can show you guys the ocean from the angle here, but maybe I can. It's about 4 hours from my house. And when I originally asked, do it online, it's only like a 10-minute interview, or go there, it was so expansive to come here in person, even though I've been gone for 6 weeks. And so glad I came. You never know where your choices will create for you and for others. It's so interesting. Hi. But today was the first day ever that I've done an interview, and it felt weird. It felt like we went nowhere. The guy was frustrated. And I actually put a note in the Being You CF group and the Right Voice for You group. It's so interesting. We ask for a lot of changes in our lives. We ask for more magic. We ask for more ease. We ask for change. We ask for all these things, but we expect them to show up in a certain way. Okay, I want ease, therefore everything in my life is going to be easy. But that's not ease. Ease is you'll have the awareness of exactly what to be and do and where to go, who to talk to when there's a situation that's coming up. And today, the radio show was really interesting. We talked about access, we talked about tools, we talked about right voice, we talked about joy, but they asked me a lot of questions. And the guy was really confused. He had no idea who I was or what I was doing. And it's funny because in the past, I would say, hey, did that interview go well? Or did that interview not go well? Those are the choices usually we have is is this good or is it bad? There's no in-betweens. And when I left, there was a moment I wanted to go into an old pattern of what did I not say? What did I not do? Where am I wrong? Where can I judge myself? And I sat in my car and I couldn't go there. It was not even in my world. It wasn't in my universe to make myself wrong, which I've got to thank the access tools for that. I got to thank Right Voice for You. Just the whole idea that I had no walls. That's actually one of the tools that we share is letting go of the walls and receiving everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, and not holding on to it, not having a point of view. And the whole interesting point of view tool, interesting point of view, you have this opinion, just like interesting point of view. We talk about these tools, and what I got in my car, it was the acknowledgement of what I was being. I didn't have to ask interesting point of view. I was being interesting point of view. And then when I asked, what futures did I create for me and the world coming here, having this interview? And then it was so expansive. The energy just felt so yummy, but it was subtle. It was such a different energy. And I've been talking to Dr. Dane about this. Lately, there's just this subtleness. It's just so different of an energy. And then I really looked at coming here. There was hundreds of state troopers who were staying here for their training. And like, I really wonder, like, do we ever acknowledge what we're being? You know, it's being, it's this thing that, you know, it's not definable, but it's like, who are you being? And when we don't have the good, the bad, the ugly, we just are being everything with no point of view, it's really a different place. And the last 3 days, 4 days, I've really been in this space. It's just space. And I've been asking a lot of questions of like, what would I like my life to be like? You know, where does my body desire to travel to? Where do I want to live and stuff like that? And it's been this like just space. And I realized today that's what I be, that space. And most of us wouldn't think this is anything. You think, oh, that's weird. I'm not being anything. I'm not being myself. But no, when you're being space, you are interesting point of view. You are willing to receive all awareness. You're willing to have no judgments. You're just getting information. So then you know what to choose. You know, okay, if I choose this, what will it create? And it was this acknowledgement of like all the places that you thought you did something wrong. You thought that, you know, you didn't say the right words, or you didn't tell someone something. What if you actually were being exactly the energy that was required? Like I've been asking my businesses, like, what do they require? I have a new business that I'm launching in the next few weeks. And like, it's all changing. It's like what Bella Pimo was yesterday is not going to be what it is in 3 weeks. What Global Wellness for All was, it's not. Because you know what? I'm not who I was even yesterday or even 10 minutes ago. So there's been some changes, and even like my Everything Woman that's coming, like it's already changed. So like, what about you guys? I'm just curious. Those places where you went into judgment, if for a moment, one of those items you can look at from a different perspective, okay? Like, just be space with it. What was right about it? What future did it create? What awarenesses did it gift you? What are you now able to have in your life that you couldn't without that experience? Because it's so easy to say we did something wrong. It's so easy. That's this reality. But what if that doesn't have to be your new reality? Yeah, it was such an interesting thing. And I shared it in the other live. I have this call coming up, ways to expand your life and business. And it's funny because we think it's these things we choose that are the right things that are going to expand our life and our business. But what if it's from your mistakes? What if it's from those things that you call mistakes that aren't mistakes, that are actually the stepping stones to get you to where you're going? What if those areas are the things that people judged about you? Receiving judgment has become easier and easier and easier and easier in the last 7 years for me, maybe 8 years. And it was interesting, like even today, there was so much judgment, and yet none of it harmed me. None of it made me want to put up my defense mode. And it's funny because so much of it came like after the fact, like not really even acknowledging all the things during the moment. And then I was like, wow, like the ocean, you know, or even animals and flowers, like flowers. You look at them, even if you don't like them, even if you think they're ugly, they're still gonna be what they are. They're not gonna change because of your opinion. So I really wonder, like, how much have we allowed other people's opinion rule our life, create our life, grow our businesses? And if you were actually growing your life and your business from what you know, not from the judgments, be aware of the judgments, but what you know, what else would you be able to choose today? And it's the funny thing, this whole choosing, so much of it, we think it's cognitive. No, so much of it is actually energetic. And so much of what we choose, we don't even know we're choosing, which is really the funny part. So what is that for you guys? I mean, I'm just looking at the people who jumped on. You know, we have the whole world here. We have Brazil, we got America, Germany, we have Taiwan, we have Slovenia, Florida, Japan, Russia, India, Mexico. Like, you guys, we are representing the whole world. And even things we think are mistakes end up creating doors of possibilities that could never have been available without you being or doing what you did. And what if there's no mistakes? And I know I've said that before, and I know it sounds so easy, but it's so easy to go into this reality and get sucked back in instead of actually putting 2 feet into the reality of possibilities. And that's what I've been playing with, is like, really, if I was willing to actually be in the world of possibilities with 2 feet, not 1, what would that look like? What would that be like? What's available there? And not from the having to figure it out, but more from the curiosity and the willingness to explore it. And I'm so, so grateful for like the possibility that I had today on the radio, and the awesome people, Bulldog, Al, and Coach, and the gift that they are, and they bring humor into this world that is full of non-humor and seriousness. And what they bring into it is so much more than they even realize, and I'm so grateful for them. And I was even like looking at the beach here. I came here last night, and it started to major storm here. And then today it's sunny, it's beautiful, there's people on the beach. Like, what if that's also how our lives are? Like, it's okay to have the storm, and it's okay to have the sun, and you can have it all. What would that be like? So stepping outside our box of comfort. Hello. What is that for you? What is stepping out of your comfort zone like? You know, we talk about making money. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable. You have to be willing to be judged. You have to be willing to be wacky and crazy and weird. You have to be willing to be you. And I really wonder how much of us we're actually willing to show ourselves. You know, it's like these images that we even have about ourselves. And that's where vulnerability comes into play, like being willing to be honest with you. Are you? Are you being honest with you? Most of us, it's interesting, we focus on the things we don't like about ourselves or things we think we have to change. But our superpowers, our gifts, are actually the things we usually don't give any credit towards. So what are you taking for granted about you that if you acknowledged the gift of it, would actually allow you to expand and grow your life greater than you ever imagined? And there is something like, I'm aware of these energies. I'm aware of possibilities. I'm aware of there's so much change that's happened, and I'm being different. I definitely am different. And I'd like to share that. And I also would like to create something on the planet that's never existed before. So I do want to invite you guys. I was thinking about this a lot today, and I was like, you know what? There's ways we can grow our lives that we haven't considered. And I'd like to bring a group of people together and see what they would like to create. So I want to invite you guys on Wednesday at 1 o'clock East Coast time, 8 o'clock Russia, because we're going to have Russian translation. We'll have Spanish and German as well. So if it would be fun for you, come explore. I wonder what else is possible we've never considered before. But it's actually now the time to explore it from a different perspective. So thank you guys for being here. I'm very grateful for you. And what can you acknowledge of what you're being that you haven't considered yet? Like, what are you naturally being? And what would happen if you actually acknowledged it? So, what else is possible? I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.